Hello everyone, and welcome back to another installment in my hufo series, the series where I give you my honest, unfiltered opinions on a variety of subjects that you ask me on Instagram. Typically, when I put out the request for topics, I get a flood of people asking my opinion on various artists or bands, so I figured today I'll focus this entire hufo on that. Before we get into it though, a quick word from the sponsor of this video, Skillshare, an online learning community for creators with over 25,000 classes and countless topics ranging from low-budget filmmaking to the basics of web development. A little while back, I decided that I was going to complete at least one Skillshare class every month as an attempt to expand my horizons. Right now, I'm about halfway through a class on pricing yourself as a freelancer. And though I've moved on from that stage in my life now, I really wish I watched this class when I first graduated college and was setting out to make my way in the music industry. It took me multiple years of trial and error to figure out a lot of the things that the instructor teaches in 10 short segments. An annual membership to Skillshare is very affordable, costing less than $10 a month, and if you want to check it out, there's a link to a 2-month free trial down in the description. Alright, let's get into it. To kick things off today, my dear friend Mike at Become the Night asks, who is my favorite social media guitarist and why is it him? Well, Mike, I can certainly say that you are in fact my favorite left-handed internet guitarist. Nobody else even comes close. But as far as the righties go, I'm going to go with Mateus Asado. He has phenomenal phrasing, feel, and his technique is outerworldly. Though he can obviously play extremely fast, it's the way that he incorporates double stops and chords into those lines that really gets to me. Couple that with impeccable taste, and he would probably be my favorite right-handed social media six-stringer. Pac-Man V4 asks my opinion on the fellow Canadian band Rush. So for me, Rush would fall under the category of bands that I really respect but don't particularly enjoy. However, within that category, I probably enjoy them more than others. They're polished, innovative, and wrote some really great songs. About 3 out of 5 times, if I heard them on the radio, I would probably look for something else. Moving on, a number of people asked me my opinion on Stevie Ray Vaughan. One of my favorite guitarists of all time, he influenced me deeply and inspired me to get further into guitar. I think he brought a lot of new life into the blues at a time where there was waning interest in the genre. I enjoy him so much that at one point I had to make an active effort to stop trying to sound like him. There are a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan clones out there, which I think can be a good stepping stone in developing a sound, but for me that was never the end goal. Another band that a lot of people wanted my hufo on is Nickelback. My opinion is I don't particularly like their music, but if I hadn't heard their music played to death, I probably wouldn't care about them one way or the other. They're tight, they do what they do really well, but if you listen to rock radio in 2007, you never need to hear them again. I don't think that all the hate that they receive is necessarily warranted. As far as I know, they don't present themselves as anything more than easy to consume vanilla rock, which is exactly what they are. If they came to me and asked me to go on tour playing with them, I totally would do it, and it would probably be a ton of fun. However, 5 out of 5 times, if their song comes on the radio, I'm changing the station. Sam Sulos asks my hufo on Frank Zappa. I went through a period in my life where I was really into his stuff, though I don't really listen to him much anymore. In fact, here is my Frank Zappa CD collection. One of the cool things about Frank is that he made incredibly complex music, but he made it much more digestible to a broader audience through the element of humor. I mean, most people don't often listen to songs that are in 7, but if that song is about not eating yellow snow, then you can keep them entertained for a longer period of time because of that comedy. His bands were always full of the highest caliber of musicians. I think he was probably a musical genius, which is a term that I don't give out to many. Colin Plays Guitar asks what I think about Brad Paisley. I love his guitar work, he's a great singer, but I can't get over his lyrics. I find them too cheesy and formulaic for me. It seems like he comes up with a play on words or some weird quirky topic as the subject for a tune and then writes a song backwards from there every single time. I spent so much time around that formula when I was working in the pop country world that now when I hear it, it just puts me off, even though Brad Paisley does it very well and probably originated a lot of it. Next up is Yngwie Malmsteen. I feel about him like I do a lot of shred-based guitar stuff. Incredibly impressive, a lot of respect to be given, but I can't listen to it for any extended period of time. I would rather listen to Omar Rodriguez or Neil Young fight with their guitars over Malmsteen-style stuff any day of the week. That's just my opinion though. If you feel otherwise, I respect your opinion. We can still be friends. It's Yosh says that they would like to know my hufo on Cory Wong and Wolfpack. Every now and then I hear something and it makes me want to just go pick up my guitar. That's how I feel about his stuff. In fact, that video I made a couple weeks ago where I played some funk was basically just me trying to do a Wolfpack impression. A number of people brought up Jacob Collier, who I think got his start on YouTube, but has since expanded beyond the platform. He's an incredible talent, the likes of which you rarely see. If music were hockey, then he would be McDavid-esque in his skill level. I watched some footage of his live show the other day, which looked especially fun and was refreshingly unique. I will say though, some of his harmonic choices go a bit beyond my ear, and he also has a bit of a strange way of enunciating lyrics, which kind of puts me off a bit. User Zhao Kin asks my opinion on Paulo Fiat. I've put their music on a handful of times, and every time I did, I quite enjoyed it and found it particularly interesting to listen to. It's nice hearing those bands that show you that there are still ways that guitar music can grow. So I would say Paulo Fiat, good stuff. Official Nickman asks my hufo on Adam Neely. Never heard of him. Next up is Buckethead. Probably one of the best and most prolific musicians / guitarists out there. Some of his stuff I really enjoy, most of it isn't for me. Unlucky Keys Nick asks my hufo on Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. If I could choose one band to play guitar with, it would probably be them. I absolutely love Tom Petty's music. In fact, I've considered getting a new car purely so that I can get XM radio, purely so that I can listen to Tom Petty radio. Moving on, we have Billie Eilish. I really enjoy the song Ocean Eyes, but she also has a song that is way too familiar to the Doors' People Are Strange for my liking. If her song came on the radio, I would probably listen to it unless it was the one that sounds like the Doors or the tune Bad Guy, which I never need to hear again. Nico Perry asks my hufo on Nirvana. This is one that's come up before, and most people usually tend to disagree with me on this. I get why people like them. I think they had a huge cultural impact and made some really powerful art, but I personally can't stand them. 5 out of 5 times, if Nirvana comes on the radio, I change the station. My dear friend and fellow shop dog, B Pratt21 asks my hufo on the 80s band Aha. My opinion on them applies to a lot of other 80s pop bands. I love 80s pop music very deeply. I love the production, I love the songwriting, I love the fashion, and I suspect this all dates back to the many hours I put into GTA Vice City. However, apart from the big hits in this era, I don't particularly enjoy much of it. A deep track off of an Aha album is something that I would probably not seek out. And lastly, I will do the Zac Brown Band, which are a pop country band that bring a lot of traditional folk and bluegrass elements into their music. I like them because they're all impeccable musicians who really all contribute to the group's sound, which is a refreshing thing to hear in the mainstream. I just wish they were around in the 70s, writing music for wasted hippies instead of targeting soccer mums and dudes who chew too much tobacco. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, a bunch of opinions on a bunch of bands. If you have a differing opinion, I would love to read it in the comments. One of the great things about music is the fact that we all do have differing opinions. If we all like the exact same things, the world would become stale and boring very quickly. Remember, check out that 2-month free trial to Skillshare by using the link in the description. There's some really cool stuff over there that I think you might really enjoy. If you'd like to get caught up in the hufo series, hit that link up there. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like and leave me a comment. Until next time, thank you all for watching. I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I will see you again soon.